this message is so powerful that whoever reads it
Mm.
is going to get some revelation about it. However, the intent is for the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
For the
I'm
people.
not waiting for someone else to come in and heal our communities.
Mm.
That's what we've been doing for so long. We begging and begging and begging. No, no, that's done. We've asked and we asked and we asked. And it's not even like a negative thing. It's just like it's like a toxic relationship at this point.
Mm.
Like, why do you keep going back? Why? That doesn't even make sense. Move on
Look,
with your life. Move on. Come on now. Come on. Come on. So
wow.
that's how I feel about it.
Can you
I
tell
like
us
that better.
like, is it a certain like a certain decade, a certain century?
Yeah, and I wanted to leave that open ended as well because I
Okay.
know so many plays in the past that I would study from Black authors. They were
Hmm.
always set in that moment. You know, it
Okay.
was always in that moment. So whenever you would read it, you will always see that moment. But I didn't want to put that on there. I didn't want to put time. This is timeless. This story is going to
Mm.
happen over and over and over again. So it's time for us to like start identifying the problems in it and seeing how to move forward.
Mm. Yeah. So, okay, tell us how it started. I think what I remember you saying is you were in a classroom, maybe in
Mm.
college or something, and tell us. I want to hear the from
Yeah.
your perspective.
So just like I said, after waiting for Kendrick to perform,
Okay.
Lin-Manuel Miranda came on and the cast of Hamilton. So that was on a Monday.
Hmm.
It was on a Thursday. I was in AP Environmental Science,
Okay.
and I just like scenarios were just running through my head because I probably wasn't paying attention, of course. Um,
It's
scenarios
coming
just
back.
running through my head, and it was a voice that was talking to me. I remember, and the voice started the voice started like rapping to me, and it was
Mm.
some lyrics that popped up in my head, and those are the lyrics I wrote down. That weekend, I remember going to on YouTube trying to find a beat that matched that. And that was
That vibe.
2010 type stuff. Yeah, yeah. I
Wow.
remember trying to find a beat that matched that, yeah, that energy. So when I was looking for it, I actually found another beat and I listened to the beat one time. And and on the first listen through, I planned out the entire story, meaning
Wow.
for it's a song in the musical called The Club. And
Okay. Right.
I planned out that entire story. And from those two, that the first lyrics that I wrote and that story that I wrote from that beat that I heard, I was able to build the entire show around that.
Mm.
And as I progressed forward and forward and forward, um, let's go to that summer. I
Hmm.
remember it was a 3 day stretch where God was talking to me for real. I remember I had the first idea for the for the main story for the show, and my friend Moye, I called her and told her. She was like, "That's good, but like, what does it mean? Like, what does it do for people? That
Hmm.
it's a good story, but like, how does it progress the culture?" And I'm like, "You're right. That was one day. That was
Hmm.
Friday. This was
Wow.
then on Saturday. What happens is I call one of my old teachers, and I'm like, yeah. So I feel like I have some information that I feel like will help everybody and everything. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna like write it into a letter and just like start publishing these letters like Alexander Hamilton did because I had been studying him. And he was
Wow.
like, well, you got to think about it. Hamilton wrote those letters because that was the medium of the time. So what is the medium of the time for your people right now? And I was
Hmm.
like, okay, that's true. That's true. Then on Sunday, my pastor, because I worked in the back of the church, so I did the lighting, I did the audio,
Hmm.
and I did the projections at church for my
Okay.
pastor. And I remember telling him about like just an idea. He told me a couple of things. He said, "Okay, whatever ideas you have, make sure you write them all out." That's one.
Hmm.
Then the second one was he wanted to go more in depth. He gave me this like analogy that really just opened my eyes and just changed how I was viewing life. And from
Hmm.
then I was able to take those three conversations and mold them into the story that I have now and then go more in depth.
Mm. So, okay. Now I want to ask this specific question. So,
Uh,
tell us more about the elevation of the craft. which you have said
Mm,
multiple times. What do you mean
yeah.
by
I really want people
this? Hmm.
to, I want to get back to where we were. We were able to tell uh, thought provoking stories,
Mm,
but it didn't feel preachy, you know?
mm,
So it's like taking this in depth of a concept and packaging it in a way that our people can get it easily. It's easily accessible.
hmm.
They get the message, but they don't feel like they were preached to. They got to enjoy their time, you know,
I
and
love
it
it.
just connects to them on a deeper level in that way versus just sitting through a class. Like, I don't want to sit through a class. Like, help me enjoy. This is real entertainment. Entertain me. I don't want to just be dulled down by everything I've been seeing constantly.
Hmm.
Entertain me. So,
I think there's some taboo with social media, like sharing all of your accomplishments, because you have you might have some people who really, and they're inspired by you or really support you, right? But then you might have the people who are looking at you, not responding, but might kind of have like, you know, not the best view of you. You know what I'm saying? Or
mm,
they may not like you, or they may not see your vision. You know what I'm saying?
mm.
Do you feel like that energy can cause something in your way, like in your waking life? Do you think it's that powerful?
Like, this is just the physical world.
Mm,
That's why it's so much bad that has to happen because the vibrations in this whole plane of existence is so
mm.
low because it's lower than the divine where we are, you know?
Wow,
So that
that's one way
has
to
to
look at
happen.
it.
Like you can't like you have to expect that to happen. And
Mm.
especially when you start walking in truth, which is you tapping in, well, tapping back in. That's why they say you gotta be reborn, you gotta
Okay.
reconnect because you were already there before you came into
Mm.
this world. That's why they say you were born into sin. You were born into these vibrations here. You were born with this, but that's why you gotta remember who you are.
Wow.
So back to the social media idea,
Mm-hmm.
yes, they're gonna send this energy. They got to. It's like it's written. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna send that
Mm-hmm.
energy, whatever. However, it doesn't change your reality because when you're tapped in, what happens is you have the energy and the power of the Most High in this world right now.
Mm-hmm.
So the energy of the Creator is within you. So anything that's created cannot change the Creator.
Mm-hmm.
You see?